Hi, welcome to the Improved Garage YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button. So today I have a new product that arrived in the mail yesterday. It is an OBDlink CX. So I'm going to be using this to program options in my Mini, which is a BMW. So they support BMW and Mini and a couple other brands for different things. So I was looking to adjust options inside the Mini. So a lot of options are coded into the ECU, and you can go to a dealer and you can pay them to adjust options. And an option would be something like, does my door lock automatically when I start driving down the road? Does my car have LED blinkers or regular filament bulb blinkers? Does my seatbelt warning chime when I don't plug in my seatbelt? Like, a variety of things can be options that are codable. So I decided that I wanted to see kind of what was available. I came across a couple posts that were recommending Bimmercode. Now, Bimmercode is an app for iOS and Android. So I downloaded the Bimmercode app. And there's actually an option in here where you can go into demo mode and it'll show you all of the things that it can do for your car. So I can say that I have a Mini Cooper and that's 2015, an F56 body, and it'll show me all of the different options, which are going to be dependent on my actual car, of course, because my car doesn't necessarily have the, the electronic transmission control for the DCT transmission. It's a stick. Certain things are going to be based on whatever model and things you chose. So this Bimmercode works with a variety of these like Bluetooth OBD dongles. So the one that I picked is the OBDlink CX. It was highly rated on their site. This was about 60 bucks on Amazon. The app was free. Now, it looks like I'm going to have to pay inside the app to unlock specific features. It looks like it's a one-time fee of about $31, $32, something like that. So all in, I might be into this for about 100 bucks. But this so far is $60. So we're going to unbox it, we're going to plug it in, we're going to get it set up, and we're going to try it together. Here we go. All right, so pretty simple packaging here. It's a black box. It opens up. Satisfaction guaranteed, 3-year warranty. OBDlink CX getting started. I got this from Amazon. I'll post a link in the description. And here's what the actual thing looks like. OBDlink CX, power OBD BLE to model CX101. And it's just got an OBD plug on the one side and a couple lights and indicators on the other. So we're gonna get this plugged in and we'll get it connected to the phone. All right, so I'm inside the Mini. I plugged in the OBDlink to my OBD2 plug, which is underneath the dash. I'm going to take the phone here, I'm going to launch the application, and we will connect it to the car. I'm in demo mode right now. So hit connect. And we are using an OBDlink CX. Connect. Would like to use Bluetooth. Okay. So I'm going to have to turn the car on. To do that, I'm going to press this button without having my foot on the clutch. So that should turn the car on. OBDlink CX would like to pair with your phone. Confirm that the code is shown on OBDlink CX. Pair. I might have waited too long. Let's try it again. Or maybe because I turned the car on while it was pairing. Alright, so please select a vehicle. Mini. Continue. Checking terminal status. Reading VIN. Reading vehicle order. Identifying control units. Just remove some of the glare. Okay. Active sound design. Advanced crash safety module. Air conditioning. Air memory contains critical errors. Body domain controller, head unit, instrument cluster. So let's see what options I actually have. So active sound design. Checking coding data, reading coding data. Active sound design deactivation. So active sound design is actually something that I want to deactivate. So let me go in here really quick. So first off, I'm going to take a backup. Oh, it looks like I have a backup that was automatically taken. That's great. Okay, so yes, I'm being prompted to buy the full version. So let's buy the full version. Okay, so backups. I have a backup that was taken. So the first thing I'm going to do is activate active sound design deactivation. Deactivate the active sound design. Use a backup to revert this coding once it has been applied. Deactivated, back. Back. Seatbelt reminder. So in here I have seatbelt reminder options, and it looks like I have to code each individual module, so I might have to go back to active sound design. Seatbelt reminder for driver's seat. Seatbelt reminder for passenger seat. Seatbelt reminder after start. Seatbelt reminder distance, duration, speed. So you can actually do a lot. I can say that I want you to remind me about my seatbelt, but I only want you to do it for like 10 seconds. Or that I only want you to do it after I've driven for 200 meters or 500 meters. Whether the indicator is active or inactive. So I can actually turn off the indicator so that it doesn't light up if my seatbelt isn't set. That's interesting. Okay, so there's quite a bit of options here. Alright, so we're going to try changing something in the coding. So this pops up. Important note, please note that the coding process should not be interrupted. Ensure sufficient charge of the battery of your Apple device and vehicle battery. The adapter should not be disconnected during coding, and the app should not be closed. Before coding, make sure the airplane mode is enabled, and if you're using a Bluetooth adapter, then make sure to disconnect any additional Bluetooth connections, including the car system and including the Bluetooth connection to the iDrive system in the car. If your car supports CarPlay, please disable it. Start coding. So this popped up. Writing coding data, finishing coding, restarting ECU. Alright, so let's look at our air conditioning. Error memory contains critical errors. Oh, that's all it says. Body domain controller. Alright, so body domain controller. Ambient lighting brightness decoupling from instrument cluster. So I can adjust my lighting under my footwells independent of my instrument cluster. Angel eyes brightness low beam parking lights. Shut off iDrive system when driver door is open. Auto start stop function off by default. Set the auto start stop function to off by default when the car is started. Done. Auto start stop function memory active. Auto start stop function in eco mode. We don't want it to automatically act. I hate auto start stop. Battery type. So I can actually reset the battery in here. Which is good because that's a service thing. When you change the battery in a Mini, you need to adjust the size of the battery. Brake force display activation speed, brake force warning, convenience opening. Enable disable the convenient opening. During convenient opening, the windows are opened and the power folding mirrors are unfolded. The unlock button on a remote control has to be pressed and held. Okay, so if I press and hold the button on my controller, it'll automatically roll down my windows. The delays, convenient closing with remote control, sunroof. I don't have a sunroof. Daytime running lights, tail, outer park. Daytime running lights, tail, inner part. Daytime running light mode. Unlock doors automatically. Horn signal when locking the car with the engine running. Window lifter interruption when opening a door. Time until automatic lock. Default driving mode. Sport. The default driving mode on startup will automatically be sport. That's cool. Driving mode memory. Always. I like that better. So we can set default driving mode. Well, this is really going to be irrelevant because I'm going to have memory. Headlight washers, number of washing for headlight cleaning, injection, cleaning blocking time. So there are a ton of options. Oh, here we go. LED conversions, low beams, daytime running lights, position lights, high beams, side markers, front turn signals. Side turn signal, these are the ones active. Okay. So I added side turn signals that were LEDs, and now I get a fast blink when I turn that on, so we'll be able to actually test that. Fog lights off with high beam, fog lights with parking lights, rain light sensor sensitivity. So we can actually set the heat seater temperatures, rear backrest temperatures, the amount of time I have to press the button before the trunk opens, whether the turn signals flash when I lock or unlock, welcome lights. So we've got a ton of options here. All right, so let's code these. Code, start coding, preparing coding. Writing coding data. Finishing coding, restarting ECU. This actually writes really fast. The reading part takes a little while, reading the actual options that are there. But the writing is really quick. Okay. Let's go back. Let's look at head unit. Alright, checkbox acoustical lock confirmation. Enable, disable the checkbox in the settings for doors keys in the iDrive system to enable the acoustical lock confirmation. If the checkbox does not allow selection, please check if. Okay. Maximum volume at startup. The maximum volume that is saved when the iDrive system is shut off and restored automatically on the next startup. Mini warning chime. The chime that sounds when a warning is displayed in the car. Actually, that's interesting. Okay. Ringtone. The animation is displayed when the iDrive system is started. Retrofit hi-fi loudspeaker system. That's interesting. Okay. Sport display is active. Sport display color orange. Warning at startup. Night vision warning. Camera warning. Alright, so let's code these. Start coding. Preparing coding. Alright, so I have one left. Instrument cluster. And then we'll have to figure out what the AC deal is. Acoustic signal when reverse gear is engaged. Digital speed in board computer. Enable display of digital speed in the computer. Date in computer. Empty menu in board computer. Fuel consumption maximum value. Average value reset after 4 hours. After 8 hours. Interesting. Low fuel warning when that's active. Heads up display music lists. Enable, disable. Okay. So that's really interesting. Alright, well, I've changed a couple options here. Let's shut the car off and start it, see if we get any errors. So shut this off. We'll open the door. And then we'll turn the car on and start it. Okay. So I have no errors. Seems to be working. Very cool. So, let's see. What mode am I in? So right now I'm in comfort mode because there's nothing on the indicator. If I was in green, it would say green. If I was in sport, it would say sport. So I'm in nothing. Now I did choose the option to automatically put me in sport mode, and I also chose the one to stay in the last mode that I used. So let's try this really quick. Let's shut the car off. I'm in sport mode right now, and normally this doesn't retain what mode you're in. Oh, sorry. Let's start it again. And it did. Sport on the screen. My service reminder. So it says sport on the screen, and that looks good. Perfect. There is another app from Bimmercode, Bimmerlink. So they have this app too, which seems to give us a whole bunch of data. So I'd like to try this out as well. So I realize I'm now $160 into this. Well, no, sorry, $120. It was $60 for the actual unit. It's like $64 shipped. And then I spent, let's see. So we have an OBDlink CX. Done. Connect. Okay. Bimmerlink. Okay. Sensor values. Tap the edit button to add sensor values. Add. Holy crap. Let's just try a couple different things here and see what comes up. Boost pressure. Done. Oh, there we go. Current battery voltage, boost pressure. Let's check. Boost pressure, set point, raw value, engine speed. There's tons and tons and tons of things here. Oil pressure, oil temperature. So that's pretty cool. Engine RPM, current battery voltage, boost pressure, oil temperature. I would like to figure out how to adjust the units that it uses. Sensor values. What's cool about this is that this can do a service reset. So I can say that I changed my oil, I can say that I changed my battery. This can actually do resets of service for oil change, for brakes, for brake fluid, vehicle check, as well as 12-volt battery replacement, which is here. Battery state of charge. You can register a new battery, which is really important. Automatic sound design, or adaptive sound design rather, on or off. Parking brake. Exhaust flap. Opened or closed. See, I don't think this car has exhaust flaps. That's why it's not showing open or closed. So if you disconnect from the unit and you go back here to the little gear on the opening screen, you get to choose your adapter, which I chose the CX. Do you want it to automatically connect, yes or no? You choose yes. Do you want it to start up on a particular screen? That's for this app. So let's say that I want it to start up on the dashboard. Then units, for speed, miles per hour, for temperature, Fahrenheit, for distance, miles, meters, feet, kilometers, pressure, PSI, torque, foot-pounds, volume, gallons, time, hours, minutes, seconds. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's connect. All right, so now we see that our oil pressure, our boost pressure are all here. Battery voltage, engine RPM. So this seems to give me a ton of data. I don't know the difference between the boost pressure raw value. I'm gonna have to actually look into some of these and figure out what's there. It doesn't appear as though all sensors work. Transmission input of the VM. Let's try this. Torque. Clutch motor torque actual value. Reference torque for misfire detection. Let's try this. Interesting. So you can kind of set your own dash here, figure out what you want, and you know, the phone will show it as you're driving down the road, and you can get some sensor input. So this could be useful if you were doing something like diagnosing a problem with your you know, your car overheating, and you needed to check a thermostat out and see that it worked properly, or something along those lines. So it looks like a pretty neat tool. So we'll test it out and see how it works. I do want to point out that my car started in sport mode and auto start stop was off. So that did apparently work properly. So thank you for watching and have a great day.